Do you want to get your business in front of over 100,000 viewers every month? Advertise with 321 and enjoy the best value in local advertising while supporting free community live streams. Your message will be seen across live high school sports, morning shows, and local events, connecting you directly with engaged audiences, boosting your visibility, growing your brand, and helping us keep these broadcasts accessible to everyone for free. Partner with 321 today and watch your business thrive. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Today, I'm very excited. First of all, we're going to try these afternoon shows for a little bit with my friend, Paulie G, the biggest banana in town, Paul Jancarelli Jr. I said Jancarella, but it sounded like an E.
A's have all the money. A's have to work for them.
How you doing?
Things are well.
Excellent, excellent. And we are joined by Tom Galuccio. Did I say your last name right?
Close enough.
What is it?
Galuccio.
You know what? We're gonna
Get it right.
We're gonna blame Tom Foley for that.
Yeah.
Sooner or later. Yep.
Exactly.
And actually, that's what we're talking about today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, March. I wish it was May. Wednesday, March 12th, 6:30 p.m. at the Carriage House over at Babcock Smith.
Yeah.
With the Westerly Historical Society will be having a lecture discovering the wreck of the Naval Schooner USS Revenge. Tell me about it.
That's correct. Well, we have a couple of gentlemen who have been diving for years. It's Charles Buffum and Craig Harger. And they have rescued they have salvaged the cannons from the wreck. So for those who don't know about the Revenge, it was Oliver Hazard Perry's ship. It was under his command.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it didn't make it around the Washoe Reef on its last trip. Been down at the bottom of the ocean since 1811. And
Wow.
these fellows went down and they worked the site for a couple of years, and they're going to tell us the story about what they found and hopefully show us copious amounts of great photographs and maybe some of the stuff that they pulled up from the bottom. But it's one of our great programs that our program committee, Bob Peacock and Becky Chikoinski, put together. They work hard, and it's for entertainment and education of certainly our members, our membership, and anybody. It's open to the public, so anybody can come. We welcome everybody to come.
I love it. Is there a cost associated with it?
There is not. No,
Wow.
no. And we can throw in some free snacks and drinks.
Look at that.
It's big time, Ben.
Tom,
That
I
is good
have
time.
a question on that. Now, that site, is it between the lighthouse and Fort Mansfield there, Napatree Point? Is it in between
I'll
those
tell you
two?
what, Paul. Show up tomorrow night at 6:30, and these boys will tell you exactly where it is.
But it's got to be, I imagine, in that vicinity.
I assume it's on the Washoe Reef, which is I don't know if it's east or west of the actual lighthouse.
Okay.
I'll figure that out tomorrow night myself.
Nice.
When these fellas give us their
Beautiful.
presentation.
And what time is that again?
6:30. So
Beautiful.
our presentations are usually about an hour, and then there's a question and answer period after that. And I'm hopefully there's going to be a lot of questions for these guys. They've put a lot of time and effort into this, and I'm sure they're anxious to share what they've.
Now, is that
What-
Chet Buffum?
It's
is it-
Charles. So
I don't know if that's if he goes by Chet, because it could have been Chet's son, Charles, or whatever. Yeah. That's another question I can ask
There you
tomorrow.
go. Show up at 6:30. You're gonna be full of them.
Jeez, I love that.
There you go. And we're actually going to be covering that on 321 as well. So if you can't make it in person, but try to get down there because the Carriage House is beautiful and there's free snacks. And there's something special about being there in person for these talks.
And Ben, we're thrilled to have you on board tomorrow night to videotape this live stream. The only advantage to being there in person is you'll be able to ask the questions of the presenters while you're there. If not, you just have to sit back and maybe jot your questions down and submit them to the society, and we'll do our best to answer them like we do with everything else.
Sounds great.
Tom, how long or how often do they have presentations? Does it vary?
We try to do one monthly through the winter,
Okay.
and then we take a break. We do have our next program is probably the last of this season. the program season. It's going to be July 2nd at the Livery in Watch Hill.
Okay.
Captain Jack Spratt is doing a presentation on the history of the Grand Hotels of Watch Hill.
Really?
That goes for about an hour, and again with a Q&A session after. We do that in partnership with the Watch Hill Conservancy.
Okay.
And this will be the third year that we've kicked off their program series with that. And
Will that be down in Watch Hill?
Down in Watch Hill, that the livery.
Yeah, where
Chat Barnes.
Oh yes.
Beautiful facility. Our friends down there are very
It used
generous.
to be Watch Hill Garage back in the day.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So Jack Spratt's great. He does a presentation. He picks up actually all the costs associated with it for us. So it's
awesome.
a good event for us. Our friends at Gray Sale help sponsor that event.
Yeah, they're great people.
And they are wonderful people. Ben,
So that's good notoriety
Allen.
for sure. You know.
And Jack's done. He's hit it out of the park before. Last year was Fort Mansfield, and the year before was the Rum Runners.
Okay.
Against Bay.
Yeah.
He really does his research. He puts together a nice program. It's very entertaining, very educational, and that's what we try to do with the Historical Society.
Yeah.
Certainly educate the folks, and if we can do it by entertaining them a little bit the same, it's more palatable, I guess.
And it's local history,
history,
which is great.
It's all about.
Yeah.
Last time I was with you, Ben, I mentioned that we had the joint program award for the Westerly Historical Society and the Babcock Smith House Museum History Award.
Yes.
We're still taking nominations for that up until April 1st. So if you know somebody who's delved into local history, like your partner, Mr. Tom Foolery, he'd be a good. I can't nominate him because I'm on the selection committee, but if somebody wanted to nominate him, that'd be a nice opportunity for him to get some recognition for the work he's doing.
Tom, how many members in the Historical Society roughly?
The board is about 12 people, and then our general membership is around 200.
Wow. What would you say active members? Would you say quarter of that maybe?
Active is who's
like
on the
shows
board.
up and
we have
whatever.
A working board, so that's about a dozen.
Okay.
Everybody else is an associate member. They get our newsletter. They come to our programs.
Okay. But 200 of them. About
200.
Yeah, that's
200
healthy.
are paid members. There'll be 201 after your.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna.
Right?
Gonna have to step it up, right?
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
got Ben and Tom last
Hopefully
time
you have
I was
one.
here, they signed up, so our membership's growing in leaps and bounds. And
do you want to do sales for 321? Because you're I mean, like every single time. I had someone in here the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, I just signed up for the Historical Society." Tom hit me up. And like, that happened like 3 or 4 times.
Love it.
Since I saw you last. So,
but we did add a new board member at our last meeting, and it's Paul Gingerella, our chief of police.
Oh, the chief.
Who was here yesterday. I've worked with Paul and known him all my life, and I know he's on the back nine.
All his life, maybe.
On the back nine of his career, and I just said, I know he's got a passion for history, always does, and always has.
Paul?
Yeah, and we've enjoyed that together. So about a month ago, I asked if he'd be willing to join us, and he came to the last meeting, and I think he's hooked.
I don't know if you know this, on the show Roll Call on Mondays, we end with this day in police history.
He does,
and he goes through the archives and finds things that happened roughly this time period in history.
Yeah.
So
I knew that, and I took full advantage of.
That's awesome. So he's a new board member.
He is a new board member.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're always looking to add board members. The more hands on deck, the lighter the load gets for everybody else who's working, and we're looking for a younger board, people with technical skills, grant writing skills, no skills at all, just time. If you have time on your hands and you're willing to come in and help with our programs, I always need hands on deck.
When do you meet?
First Wednesday of every month, 6:30 to about 8 o'clock.
Babcock Smith House,
at
the
Carriage House, right
Carriage
behind.
House.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We've been a tenant there. The Babcock Smith House has been very, very generous. They have their museum board, for which I joined in October. They asked me to become part, so I've got a foot in each camp now.
Yeah, right. Which makes sense.
That's another amazing board. The work that they do for the granite industry and the museum itself is second to none. It's a great board, very hardworking.
Nice.
So it was an easy ask when they asked me to join.
Yeah, for sure.
So we meet in the Carriage House. We have our archive room, our vault in the Carriage House. Do our programs in the Carriage House. It's very comfortable if you haven't been in there.
Do you have assets as far as materials and things?
Yeah, we've got a vault full of stuff, and we're outgrowing it. But not to deter anybody, because we're always taking material donations in, and I can't emphasize enough to the people of Westerly, if you're cleaning out a store, a shop, a basement, an attic, a garage, let us have a peek first, because it might not seem like much. It could be a matchbook, it could be a ruler or a calendar or a photograph that you might not even know what the relevance is that would fit into our collection. Our goal is that sometime in the future is to have a place, a museum room.
Yeah, so people
Listen,
can
if you guys
see.
want to go clean out my storage facility, my storage unit,
Maybe they'll look.
Where is it, Ben?
Trestle Park.
Are you even old enough to have anything, AT?
Well, it's my parents. It's my parents' stuff. Yeah,
there we go.
No, when my parents died, I didn't know what to do with their stuff, so I just shoved it in a
We'll meet there
storage
one day.
unit.
I'll bring the coffee.
All right,
and we'll meet there and comb through it, because there's always a gem to be found. Unfortunately, I lost a friend last week. We all lost a friend with Charles Kitchen.
Yeah,
great man.
Yeah.
So, but Stephen, Stephen, his son, reached out to me last week, and he said, we're cleaning out Dad's house, and Dad was the camp master for Winterpog Day Camp.
Oh wow!
While he was on his summer breaks from school, from teaching for many years, and he had all kinds of stuff from the day camp, and I'm anxious. Stephen's going to donate it to the museum, to our group, the society, for
great family, the Kitchens.
Oh, wonderful,
great family.
It's a very, very, very difficult to lose a pillar of the community like that. Charlie was great.
Yeah,
but from it, they recognize the Historical Society as a good resting place for all the stuff that he collected, and I'm anxious to get my hands on it, and then we can continue remembering Charlie for a good many years.
Absolutely,
in a historical kind of way.
So tomorrow night, 6:30, discovering the wreck of the naval schooner USS Revenge. My dad, I did a show in 2020 with a board member of the Babcock Smith House. We used to do a show called A Moment in Time, where we talked about local history. And my dad watched it a couple episodes while he was still with us. And he was a huge history buff. And we asked him what he wanted us to talk about and have her do research on. And it was Oliver Perry.
Wow.
So this is I'm excited about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm glad you're going to be there, and you too, Paul.
Yeah,
I'll hold the door open for you.
Right. Absolutely. Maybe I can hold the door open for everybody else. I'm a good doorman.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you again, Ben. I really
Fantastic.
appreciate your opportunity to pitch this. I'd like to have a good turnout for our presenters.
Tom, you told me 12 years you've been with
the
the
society.
society.
Yeah.
How'd you get involved initially?
Great story. I think I shared this with Ben and Tom the last time I was here. My grandfather came over to Westerly when he was 6 years old. Grew up downtown from Pleasant Street, and I was very close with my grandfather, Pat, my father's father. And he'd always tell me stories. Oh yeah, I worked for the cobbler over there, or I worked over here. I took the trolley into Watch Hill and worked for the chef squeezing oranges for an orange juice. Or I did this here, I did that there. We caught shows over at the Bliven Opera House. I wanted to see what Westerly kind of looked like when he was growing up in his eyes. So I started doing a little bit of history. I joined the Historical Society as an associate member.
Okay.
I was getting the newsletter, and then I'm looking at it, and this guy Vacant was very busy. He was a vice president, was vacant. Membership guy, he was vacant. So I'm like, wow, I got to go meet Vacant. So I came into one of the meetings, and they said, wow, we have all these vacant spots. If you want to come on the board. And I was hooked. It was great. I joined, and I haven't been sorry for it for a minute. There's been a great bunch of people, all like-minded with trying to preserve Westerly's history, trying to educate people. We try to do it in a fun and profitable way, because we are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And hence your donation when you join from the membership is going to help immensely.
Right. Majority of it goes to
All of
them,
it
yeah.
goes to operating expenses. We
Yeah.
don't have any rent or whatnot, but it's
And you have to be a member of
programs.
a native of Westerly, or no, just a resident of Westerly.
anybody can join.
Anybody can join.
Anybody
Okay.
can join. You can be from anywhere in the world.
Oh, that's great. So
Anyway.
you can be a member
Yeah.
in that respect.
Well, I think what you're referring to is the program that we were talking about earlier is our Reflections program.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that off air. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Reflections is our oral history program that we're right in the middle of. We have a lineup for which your dad is on.
Yeah.
He's on my lineup.
Toscano's Men's Shop.
We've already done Larry Hirsch and David Rathbun and Ed Ligori and Joe and Carol Potter.
Some heavy hitters.
Lois Fars was great. Benny Brown. We did Benny and the Livingstons. Great program.
Yeah.
You have to go online and look at some of our interviews. You'll learn an awful lot.
Right.
I learned stuff from people I've known all my life.
Really? Yeah.
I've learned just something, and that's why I can't wait to get your dad in front of me, because I'm sure there's some hidden nuggets.
Yeah, for sure.
in there.
Absolutely.
Maybe
some he doesn't want to reveal.
Well, it's up to him.
He's an open book.
I'm not going to twist his arm.
He opened right up, believe
we'll
me.
give him the mic. And,
Yes. That's all you need.
These are people that have been here a long time, born and raised in West. They have to be 80 years old or older.
Yeah.
Who have helped make this town what it is, or just took a front row seat watching it grow into what it is. And to capture those snippets of time through their eyes and preserve them. So 100 years from now, somebody can sit down and click on and watch Paul Gincarella's interview and learn.
Senior, not junior. Don't be confused with junior.
Well,
maybe 40 more years, 40 more years,
Yeah.
30 more years than you.
30 more. Yeah.
30 more.
30, well, 27. Yeah.
Who's counting?
Yeah, right, exactly.
What's your
right.
social security number?
I'll tell you.
But as you can tell, I do have a passion for local history. We want to make this work. We want to keep the Historical Society growing and active. Always looking for new board members, young, old, male, female, whatever. Come on in.
Yeah.
Give me a call or reach out to me in an email. I'll explain to you what the society does. And it's light lifting. Yeah, it's an hour and a half meeting once a month.
And there's no obligation to go to the meeting, right? So you know what I mean,
really,
right?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a board position with some assignment,
we ask you to come. We ask you to do the thing.
Yeah. If you're going to be the secretary or the treasurer, or
Right.
which we have those positions filled. I don't have it. Vacant's unemployed right now.
Okay, well, that's good.
Which is good. But
Yes.
we always have room for members at large to come in and offer support for what we do.
Actually, Vacant is working at 321 right now in various capacities.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So
Well, my dance card's kind of filled up, Ben. So you might have to come back at me another time.
that's all right. That's all right.
Love it.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 6:30 at the Carriage House.
Yes, you will.
Wednesday, March 12th at the Carriage House, ladies and gentlemen, discovering the wreck of the naval schooner USS Revenge. Should be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. Thank you so much,
Look forward to it.
Tom Galuccio,
Boy.
Paul
Nice to
Gincarella
see you, as
Jr.
always.
Yep.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
All right, buddy.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Duns Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.